Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing real well today. Today we're going to be going over how to build generals. Alright, so a few things to know. So general leveling is probably one of the hardest things to do in the game. So if you look here, most of my generals over 35, 30. Um, and the way you do this is usually you want to use the battlefield, right? What you want to do is send one troop to an alliance member that's constantly getting hit or always being zeroed with whatever general you want to be leveled. So I did save one general, left her level 1 so we can work with her today. So what we're going to do is go in here and I'm going to show you guys how to get those skill books you want and kind of go around based off of what their actual skills do, so that way it all works together, right? So let's look at Electra. So she increases mounted troop and ranged troop attack by 15% when she's leading the army to attack. Alright, so wording's kind of key here. That does not mean that that buff is going to work if she's on your wall. So you got to pay attention to the wording. So when she's leading to attack, she gets 15% attack towards ranged troops and mounted troops. Now, increases ranged troop attack by another 20% when a general brings a dragon from the pasture. So the game does have a bunch of dragons. So let's go into the keep here. I'll show you guys the difference. So if you look, the pasture is this building here. You click your dragons, and there's 4 dragons that are considered pasture dragons. You got the Celtic Demon, Fafnir, Landon, and Amaterasu. So when choosing a dragon, right, you gotta look at their actual abilities. So a dragon has marching ranged troop attack and increase of 25%, and we're working with a ranged general. So this dragon is going to be the best dragon to go with from the pasture from what I have unlocked. Because if I go to Fafnir, and he does marching mounted troop attack, so he's more for a cav general. So if you attach this dragon to your Electra, you're going to get that additional 15%, right? Let's go back down here, all the way down. And here she is. So let's go back to her. So getting that dragon on is going to give you the best buffs for ranged troops. So she's more of a ranged general. Now let's go to those skills, right? Let's get the skills that we want. So most people make the mistake of automatically using these level 4 skill books to try to roll and get what they need. So if we're building for archers, there are staple items that you want for archer generals, and that is ranged troop range bonus. That's one of the ones you want to be using. So I'm gonna go ahead and use one of those. You see it says a 0% chance of replacing anything. Cool, so that's a freebie. And your next one is where it starts to kick in and have issues. So some generals let you stack more attack, so we're gonna see if we can use the attack range troop attack with her. 50% chance to replace the one we just booked, and it did replace it. You saw that there. But you're using these level 1s because they're easy to come by, right? So now I'll go back to the range troop range bonus. Do it again. Cool. Now I got those 2. So last thing, I can either go defense or HP. I'm gonna go with defense just because I personally would like defense. That can be up to you guys, however you want to do it. Most people would also put the march size increase because that is big, being able to send more troops. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll do that. Just so it replaced my attack again, and we just do this until we get the 3 that we want. So ranged troop attack, replace. Cool, I got all 3 now, right? So what I'm gonna do is go up to the level 4s now. And when you use a level 4, if there's a level 1, 2, or 3 skill already in that stead, it's going to replace it, and it's going to give you what you want. So let's go up to the ranged troop range right here, right? Go ahead and use that, and watch it will replace that ranged troop range to a level 4. Alright, same thing with your ranged troop attack. Go ahead and use that. Boom, you got the level 4. And then the march size increase. And go ahead, use that. And there we go. Got all the skills that you want. So she's getting that. Say we're gonna pretend the dragon's there. She's got the 35% plus another 25. So you're looking at 60%. then you're giving them additional range, and you're making her be able to send more troops as in total as an army, right? So now let's go into specialties. So specialties you can only do at level 25. So for specialties, I'm gonna go to my actual archer general and show you guys how those work. So here you go. Specialties have tiers, right? Each tier costs a certain amount of rune stones to unlock, and it is expensive, it is hard, it is pricey. So when you're selecting your archer general, you're selecting your cav general, you're selecting that ground and wall, you want to make sure that's going to be your dedicated. You're not going to change it. You're going to put everything into that general. Okay, so don't waste your rune stones, because these are hard to come by. So I can't remember the exact numbers. I think it's like 1,000 for the first level of rune stones. The second level is like 2,000, then 3, then 6, and then 8, I want to say. But either way, when you do it, I'll go to this one first. So right here, the 8 million is going to take 8k of these rune stones, and it costs 80 per little tick. And then you have these, which will allow you to get double drop chance on, or double roll chance. So instead of getting just that 4k there, or not the 4k, that 80, you're going to be technically getting 160. So it's counting as 2 instead of the 1, but for the cost of 1 by using the lucky stones. These are really hard to get. I've only maxed 1 so far, and he's my dedicated cav general, and he's maxed all the way across the board. So another thing to do is when you're looking at making your generals, seeing exactly what their specialties do. So let's go to Electra, but I'm gonna have to go to the portrait to see hers. I believe hers is in other. Go down here. Yeah, there she is. So her specialties, right? Range troop attack, range troop HP, march size capacity. So that's going to stack with that skill book. And all these stack as well, all these percents, the attacks, the HPs, more range troop attack, defense, and HP. And at the very end, marching range troop attack, marching mounted troop attack. So you got to pay attention to that as well. So these skills wouldn't work, marching skills wouldn't work on the wall. So she's great for offense and strictly attacking people with archer troops. All right. So that's something else to look at. So if you look at her, one of her skills is that 15% for mounted troop. If you look at these 3, it doesn't really look like you want to make her a mounted troop general just based on these 3 specialties here. They all are going towards range. This one at the end does a little bit, but the range heavily outweighs the cav, so she's an archer general. All right. So once you understand the specialties, we can go into the refines, right? Not the refines, sorry. The cultivating. That's what I'm trying to say. So scroll all the way down, get back to her. So when you cultivate, always do the by 10, and then these right here allow you to either do a total increase focus, so you want increases on every location, or not every location, but as an overall, right? So if I click that, cool, I got 17 added to leadership, 14 added to attack, 17 defense, 17 politics, and I hit confirm, boom, good to go. And she got that. Now if I just want to do leadership, I'll click that. It'll give me any results that are gonna technically increase her leadership, and it doesn't care about the other stats. It's gonna let you know we get the most top performance out of the roles for this strict attribute, and you can mix them up however you want them, but most of the time you're going to want to do total increase, because you're wanting to get everything cultivated all the way up to plus 500, and it gets more expensive the further you go along. It'll cost more gems. So now we talked about cultivating, let's go into enhancing, right? So these are the stars of the general. They increase the overall attributes of the general and the overall power. So as you see, I have to be level 5 in order to go to the first star. So normally I just go ahead and use some experience scrolls. She jumps up to level 15 right there. That's good for now. I'm just using this for training. So we'll go ahead and confirm this. It's going to cost you 40 badges, or yeah, not badges, medals, 40 medals, and 1,000,000 gold to upgrade her for the first level. Next one, 120 with 2,000,000 gold, 300 with 4,000,000 gold. And as you see, level 18, that 4-star, right? But we started at, what was it, like 28,000, and now she's up to 135. So you see that power jump, and you see all of her stats jump to 300. So that's how you build a general. Now, going into the gear portion of it, you want to add gear that focuses on the troop type that you're going to be sending with that general. So let's go into the forge, and I'll show you guys some of the pieces of gear. So if you go into the rings, right? Archimenidite rings are more for your sub-city troops and your wall general and things like that, because they have debuffs, and debuffs stack. If you have, let's say you got 6 subs of fearless Archimenidite rings, you're going to debuff each time minus 20% for each ring. Now this also goes up on the stars of the gear itself. So by getting this to 5 stars, this is going to double to 40%, and same thing there, 40%. So each piece is giving you debuff of 40%, and those stack across all your subs and wall general. So I normally use the Archimenidite sets to put those on my sub-cities to help debuff for my attacking and my defending, because when you attack, you can send your sub-cities and those debuffs apply. Now, there is one thing I do like for debuffing, and that is the Ares chest piece. I can't really show you. I can show you on my sub, actually. So let's go down to my sub-city generals, and I'll show you the one piece I normally use, which is this here. And this is because the range troop attack debuff is big. And I make that Ares piece just for that 30%. And I send them across. I normally have it on every single sub gen. Some of my sub-city gens have that full arc set for the fact that it does add that negative 15% to all troop attack, right? So not just archers, it's your cav, your ground, your siege, all of them. So arc sets are good on subs because it gives you that debuff of all enemy troop attack. So back to the forge here and crafting. Yeah, so Archimedites are normally what I use for my defense kind of subs and stuff like that. When I'm going offense and I'm making attacking generals, I normally go Ares, and I will show you those through my actual archer general. There you are. So here I actually went ahead and I have a 2-piece arc set with the 4-piece Ares set. And if you look, the Ares 4-piece has that 15% for 2, and then of course the mounted and ground troop attack on ground and mounted troop attack and defense on monsters. So I'm getting that 15% there, and then here with that 2-piece I'm getting another 10%. So that's increasing my archer's attack by 25% with the way I have this gear set up. So if you go into your gear, obviously the bow is going to be for your range generals, and increases that range troop attack by 45%. Marching range troop attack by another 22%. And then marching grounded troop defense, you really don't have to worry about. It's just, you know, march speed is a good plus, I guess. And then we'll get into refines here a little bit later. So same thing here. Marching troop attack, or mounted troop attack, sorry. So this one is not really a great thing for archers, but it does give that ranged troop HP. So what you got to do is, if I look at these 4 statistics here, these attributes, ranged troop HP. So okay, that's for one type of Ares. Let's go down here to the forge. Go to the craft. Let's go to the chest piece. So this one, in city ranged troop attack, that's not going to help me. In enemy mounted troop defense, that could help because you're targeting mounted troops when you attack with archers. And then ground troop HP and defense, not really a great thing. So let's look at the other Archimenidite. Enemy mounted troop defense, again, that'll help. Siege machine attack could also help because siege attacks your archers, they target archers. but your siege machine attack and defense is not really going to help when it comes to offense when you're using an archer general. So personally, I just increased those ranged troop HP to give my stats a little bit of a bump. And back down to the general. And the same thing. You want to keep the same thing going through. It's just looking at these stats and seeing which one is going to increase the attack, HP, or defense of the troop type that you're making this general be focused on. And you got that right there, ranged troop attack 22%. That's awesome, helping me out there. Don't really care for the mounted troop HP or the siege attack or the marching mounted troop. Don't really care for that. Let's go down to the ring. Ranged troop attack, another 30%. So just selecting the right gear to go on to increase that overall attack. So let's go see. I'll throw on my archer gear, and we'll see how good this archer general is. And this is how you guys can test and see exactly where your buffs are at with your general. So I'm just going to attack this little NPC city here. I'm not going to send my subs. I'm just going to send, because you can't attack a sub city with your subs anyway. So I'm just going to send a normal march at a NPC that I have set up with that general to see what my archer damage is. Be a little slow, it's fine. Get rid of some of this stuff. I'll drop my bubble, that's cool. Oh, what's up, JT? I see you in chat. Alright, so here we go. Scrolling down, so without my subsidies, I'm looking, and without my buffs and all that stuff on, I'm looking at a 1,157% attack, 700 defense, and a 642 HP. And that is all due to how you build the general. Go ahead and rebubble, because we are in the middle of a SVS. Okay. And that is pretty much the basics on setting up your general. Getting that gear right, getting the specialties, and making sure that general's future is going to help your march out even more. Obviously, Cav General here, you know, he has the mounted troop attack specialty, mounted troop attack specialty, mounted troop attack defense HP specialty, and then overall mounted troop attack again. He's got the full Ares, which increases that march size capacity, which stacks on top of this march size capacity, which stacks on top of this march size capacity. So, knowing these kind of things is going to help you out, help them set these generals up. Cav, Archer, Ground all need to follow the same kind of guidelines. And once you finally get a fully ready, capable gen, you'll go into setting up your marches, having your marches set right. But that's going to be a separate video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, follow. I have my YouTube, Discord, and Twitch in the bottom right hand corner, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.